This is Newcap News with Lauren Poland.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Crews are still battling the wildfire outside Bonnyville. As Clayton Brown explains today, conditions were much more favorable for firefighters as they try to bring the blaze under control.
Water bombers and ground crews continue to aggressively attack the forest fire, which has grown to over 800 hectares.
There are currently about 94 firefighters on site working on the fire, as well as heavy equipment crews. The air tankers have been actioning the fire since Sunday and continue to do so.
Yesterday evening, the blaze jumped the original fire guard. Today, crews are taking extra precaution to prevent the fire from spreading any further.
They're working today on the north side of the fire to strengthen guard and put in double and triple guard. And the air tankers are working on the other side of the fire to lay retardant and water lines down.
High winds on Tuesday were carrying embers over 100 meters. Lighter winds today have made the fight a little easier, but Lazinski says they aren't taking anything for granted.
We are watching the wind direction carefully, and we have a plan in place to protect all the different flanks of the fire. So we feel that we're prepared to deal with whichever wind direction and whichever wind shift that we're going to get.
A second wildfire within the MD of Bonnyville near Muriel Lake was spotted last night. I've been told that it is currently well under control, but still being watched very closely.
It's now in a patrol status, meaning we're patrolling it and watching it, and it will be basically out in the next day or two.
Roadblocks have been set up, and RCMP are urging the public to stay away from the area of the fire for their own safety.
Now, Clayton, they have been able to set up some fire guards. Does that mean the fire is fully contained?
I've been informed the fire has been completely surrounded by a fire guard, but as we reported, it's still being considered out of control. SRD Information Officer Leslie Lazinski told me that until the fire hasn't grown for a certain amount of time, they can't upgrade the status from out of control to being held, and at this point, it hasn't been held for long enough.
Thanks very much, Clayton.
You're welcome.
And we will keep you updated with the latest information as it becomes available. Moving to other blazes in the region, fires continue to run wild near Frenchman, Butte today. Mike Baden was there and brings us the latest details.
The fire started Sunday afternoon and a state of emergency has been declared. Firefighters have managed to keep all households safe and only minor injuries have occurred.
Keeping people safe is the number one issue. Property comes next, and we're working on those issues.
A meeting was held this morning to discuss the current status of the fire and a containment plan.
We're really closely monitoring those hot spots so that if there's, a bit of fire, let's say starting there, that we can get it out before it gets going, gains momentum and gets going.
Approximately 60 firefighters are battling the blaze, along with people in the community.
I certainly want to recognize all the help we've got, from the people that are bringing equipment to the people that are providing manpower to the people that are feeding everyone. It's just a huge cooperation effort, and we've had lots of people recognizing the partnerships that are going on.
The cause of the fire is still unknown, and the investigation is still ongoing. Mike Baden, Newcap News.
And fire crews did manage to contain a blaze south of Kitscoty last night. It started yesterday around 11 a.m. in the morning near Township Road 494 and Range Road 32. Crews were able to save a home that was being threatened by fire. Cleanup crews are now in the area. 2 firefighters were taken to hospital with smoke inhalation, but both are doing fine. Crews believe the fire started by a discarded cigarette. And Gerard, another warning tonight about those winds and people being very careful when discarding anything that is flammable.
Yeah, gosh, I hope we really don't continue that kind of absent behavior. I noticed somebody posted on Facebook they were driving behind someone and they saw them toss a ciggy out of their window. No, please, everyone, let's be conscious of this.
Are we going to keep up the warm temperature?
The warm temperatures will ease off. We've got a cold front coming in. We've got a system putting some rain. It looks like more the Cold Lake area. I'm hoping some of it will get to the Frenchman Butte area as well. But let's see what we're dealing with here. The winds have eased off and the fire crews are quite glad about that. It's helped them catch up with some of the fires that have been really giving our fire crews lots of tough work to do. So hats off to them for keeping the effort up. This is what we're dealing with across the region. Some more cloud cover in Cold Lake and area, and the system at the moment seems to be heading in that general direction. It's sliding basically to the north of our region, and hopefully just a bit of it might touch the Frenchman Butte area. This is what we're dealing with. Further details coming up on the weather a little later in the cast.
Coming up, the federal finance minister proposes new changes to EI that could help the border city. Details next.